So we begin with our soliloquies. The very first, I think, is a very interesting and moving piece, right? We've seen Nagg and Nell in their respective trash cans talking with each other about the past. Nagg has had a funny story about a tailor who, has had pants made, right? And the conclusion of it is, right, that the person is just really upset about the fact it's taken him 6 months to make a pair of trousers, and it only took God 7 days to make the world. Well, look at the world and look at my pants, right? And Nell says, right, it's a little less funny every time, right? But there is nothing more funny than other people's unhappiness. A very important idea, especially when coupled with what Nagg is going to be talking about later. Hamm calls him out one last time and basically tells him, right, again, he's an accursed progenitor. Why did you give birth to me? Why am I here? And, and Nagg says, I didn't know. I didn't know it would be you, right? And I think that's a very interesting thing to look at from the point of view of existentialism, in that, no, none of us know what, if we have children, what they're going to be like, right? We can't decide. We don't have a choice, right? People are going to be born and are going to succeed and are going to fail, and it's up to them, right? And it's largely, according to the existentialist dialogues that we've seen so far, their lives will be what they make them, right? And when they die, then we will have what we have of them left, right? And that will be it. And so I think when Nagg finishes and, talks about the fact that, he really hopes that Hamm understands that needing somebody, calling somebody, and wanting them only for, a selfish reason, it's eventually going to end, right? That, we assume that this is Nagg saying goodbye. I'm not coming out again, right? I'm gone. I'm going to sleep, or I'm going to just ignore you forever. Don't expect me again. The next time you need me, I won't be there for you. And I think that we can look at this in very much a philosophical way of saying that, again, right, what we want and what we hope for is eventually not going to be fulfilled by life, right? And that Nagg is simply reminding Hamm of the fact that he will be like everybody else at some point. At this point in time, Hamm has held all the cards. He's had his story. He's taken care of the child. He's reminded people of their responsibilities. But that eventually he will be alone, and that there will be nobody there for him. And, that day, right, it'll be, how's he going to feel about that? And I think we can couple this with Clov and sort of his last soliloquy in sort of starting out by talking about what it means to be, done, what it means to finally end, right? He's the one who's been talking about this grain by grain, right, the impossible heap. It's time that it ended, but now that it is ending, what are the reflections, right? And that, he sort of suggests that it's all going to end, and he will weep for joy when it does, right? When everything falls apart, and that there is nobody else, and there is nothing else, he will be grateful that it is all over, right? And how does this strike us, right? I think that we listen to Nagg's ending, we listen to Clov's ending, and we say to ourselves that these are truly positions of I guess, existential and absurd despair, right? That we are looking at silence. We're looking at the end of people paying attention to us, caring about us, thinking about us, right? And that, we can easily see this as, good, it's over, or that we can look at it with regret, right? It's that anxiety that sort of hangs over us, right? And that finally, Hamm, as he ends, right, we can see, right, that Clov is still in the room and just simply watching. And we can see that Hamm has thrown away everything that belongs to him, and that he has decided, it's time that it ended, right? And he, puts his cloth over his face again and sits there motionless, and the curtain comes down, right? Do we think it's over? Is this actually over? I think that's one of the things I want to talk about in the next video. What does it mean that it's over? Or that it's not over? How do we judge those things? So, come back for that.